Previously on the show, we had just arrived in Sweden and we shared some more big news. But we felt like this is the right thing to do right now, which means that we're gonna be in Sweden.
So we will build our own boats starting now here in Sweden.
This is our new little boat. We were packing up to spend a couple of days on our new little boat, Articos. Now we're gonna unload everything and put it in the boat. We've been to Ikea to buy, duvets, bed sheets, pillows. Lots of stuff. Articos has been sitting for a while in the marina, so she was really in need of a good clean. Johan tightened the shrouds in the rigging that were a bit loose. We cleaned for a couple of hours, and then I started on the inside while Johan went grocery shopping. Pongo hette deras far. Perdita hette deras mor.
How was the first night on the boat?
Good, cozy. I mean, it's not the biggest bed.
The one up front? No.
Yeah, I'll tell you that. But I slept on one side under the windlass and Vera on the other. It was warm and cozy in the boat during the whole night. And it's just so cozy to wake up like on the water, and it's a beautiful day. It's dead calm, no wind at all. And it's just so quiet. And it's like I'm thinking about this boat like our little, holiday like cottage, but with a big plus that we can move it.
So welcome to our new boat. This is Articos. She's a Harmony 31 from 1969. And today we give you the full boat tour. Articos is 31 feet long, so that's 9.5 meters. She has a draft of 143 meters and a width of 2.8 meters. and the displacement is 4.8 tons, and she has 2 tons in the keel, so around 42%. She's built out of glass fiber, really thick glass fiber as they did it back in the days, and the keel is encapsulated, so the lead is poured into the actual hull, so no keel bolts. She has a masthead rig with 40 square meter sail area without the spinnaker, and the mast height is 12 meters above the water level. So the hull is made from solid GRP, so no core, but the former owner had put some insulation on the inside of the boat with divinycell with an extra layer of glass fiber on top of that. So the boat is well insulated. The deck is in a sandwich construction with the divinycell, so no balsa, so it won't rot. And on top of all this we have this Threadmaster mat, which I really like. Gives a really good grip when you're walking on it. It's not so nice for your knees though. It's kind of hard and sharp, but it's really nice when you're out sailing. Articos has a 25-pound, 12-kilo CQR anchor. Not the best anchor in my opinion, but I think it will do for now. One thing I really like is that there is a windlass on the boat. It makes it so much easier when you're out anchoring to retrieve the anchor, and also it will make you re-anchor if you have put down the anchor in the wrong spot. It's not a big hassle to re-anchor. So it's on 1000 watts, and we have 50 meters of chain to that, so that will be well enough for the cruising we will be doing here in Sweden. The head sail is from UK Sails, and it's from Dacron, and it's cut with a pretty high cut. It's easy to see under the sail, and it won't catch water in the cloth if you have some big seas. So I think it looks like it's a great cut in the sail. It's not the biggest sail. I would say it's more of a jib than a Genoa really. A big advantage of having a small boat like this is that all the forces involved are so much smaller. So now we'll have a look at the mainsail. I've actually never hoisted it before, so this will be the first time. One downside of this Threadmaster deck mat that I'm feeling now is that it gets really hot on a hot day like today, at least in this color, in grey color. The teak deck was much cooler than this. On the absolute liquor factory, vodka factory over there. Really beautiful building, and I suppose that's what Aarhus is most famous for in the world. There's no lines led aft on this boat, which is the way I like it. Everything is up here on the mast, all the reefs, all the halyards, so no snake nest in the cockpit. There's one reef here. The mainsail looks to be in decent condition. It's a cruising laminate with 2 reefs, lines in the aft, and hooks up front. So normal slab reefing. Really simple and efficient, especially on a smaller boat like this.
We're making hot dogs for lunch. Taking a break in the boat tour. It's the first time I use one of these, what did you call them? Sprit.
Ethanol stove.
Ethanol stove. And it's nice to not have any propane on the boat. Ser du vad varmt det är?
Ja.
I really like all the stainless handles that this boat has. One of the former owners installed a lot of them. They're everywhere on the boat, which is a really great safety feature. When you're out at sea, there's always something to grab onto. Also, all over the doghouse, there's a lot of handholds in stainless. Up here you have the Dorado vents, 2 of them, and the chimney for the Dickinson stove, the diesel stove that we have down below. The doghouse is not original. It was built by the former owner, not the owner we bought it from, but the owner before that. He sailed a lot up north in Norway, so he wanted some extra protection for the cockpit. And I think it looks kind of cool actually. I like it. It's definitely not a classic style doghouse, but I think it blends in pretty well. And it's sturdy built. One extra benefit of having the doghouse is that the mainsail sheeting system is up on top now and not in the cockpit, so it's kind of out of the way. And this whole thing, like I said, is really sturdy built. It's marine plywood with glass fiber on top of that and paint. And the windows are from some sort of plexiglass, Lexan, I don't know, and they're tinted. Which is great because it doesn't get as hot as it would have been inside or otherwise. So the boat has a full keel with the rudder attached to the end of the keel, the way they built boats back in the days. She has a tiller steering. I like it on a smaller boat because it gives you more room in the cockpit. You can just fold this up and it's out of the way. And it also gives you a more direct feel when you're steering. Back here we have a big lacerette hatch with plenty of room. It's actually quite big in here. We have 3 solar panels back here, in total 100 watts. And we also have a wind generator up there, but it's missing 2 blades, so it's not working at the moment. We'll see if we can get spares for that one. If not, I think we'll remove it, because it's throwing a large shade on the panels here. So we also have a swim platform, some extra anchor line for the stern anchor, which I think is a Bruce anchor. I'm not sure, it's deep down here somewhere in the lacerette. The cockpit is fairly large, I would say. It's long enough, these benches, that I can lay down here, and I'm 185, so it's quite spacious. So down here we have the engine controls, old style. You have 1 lever for the gearbox, forward and reverse, and another one for the actual throttle.
All the Harmony 31 sailboats were built by Tyler Boat Company in the UK, but the interior will actually be built here in Sweden by the Swedish shipyard Malin on the Swedish west coast. So this is the humble interior of our Articos. The wood is teak, and yeah, you see the salon is quite spacious here actually, but I think that's because they have changed the table and put it on a lagoon bracket. There are some places where she needs a little bit of paint and some touch up, but overall it's in good shape for being from '69. The settee, we have some storage on both sides. Here is all the things for the galley, cutleries, plates, glasses, the fridge, and we have these small little cupboards or openings where there's also storage. It's very bright. We have 6 windows in here, and then 2 in the head. Or it's actually 7. There is one over there as well. And the hatch is really big, so you get that big opening as well. I'm sitting on the engine, which Johan will tell you more about in a minute. But here we have 2 berths. Johan slept here tonight, or this last night. Here is another one, but there is no mattress. We put in this cushion and a little pillow, so there is like a little seating corner, which is in front of the instruments or the electronic panel. And the rest we use for storage. We have an old GPS, VHF up here. And here you see it's a very old echo sound, but it works. And here are some other gauges that you can see. The stove is under here, and you lift it up, and then it becomes on a gimbal, so you can use it safely out at sea. And this is our cute little diesel stove. It's a Newport by Dickinson, and it's on 3.8 kilowatts. We used it last night, and even if it was warm during the day, the night was actually pretty cold. And it was so cozy and heated up the boat perfectly. No smell at all from the diesel. And we used it the whole night actually. So I think this will be a great feature also during even colder days, like if we go for a winter sail on a nice day or so. Now I will show you the forepeak, and it's not very big. So it will go very fast, and we'll see if we can get everything on film. First we have the head. It's a toilet, a little sink, some storage. And on port side, behind this door, we have a little closet. And then this door will fold, and you can close it. And then we have the four-peak V-berth, 2 beds. But since they have installed this windlass, which is a great feature, the downside is that we have this pipe in the middle now of the beds. So it's a little tight in here, and also with those shelves on the wall. But we slept okay, the mattresses are comfortable, and then there is some storage down here. I actually find like more lockers the more I look. So it's quite a lot of storage. I can see that this could be like a real cruising boat that you would go long distance with. The reason why they installed the windlass in this spot is because they wanted to have the chain further back in the boat. So the chain used to be up front there, you see an open locker, but now it's down here under the floorboards. So you shift the weight and balance in the boat to the better. Now you will see me here in the bed. It's comfy.
So the engine on Articos is a Volvo Penta 2-cylinder engine. It's also from 1969. It's on 16.5 horsepower, and it's a really heavy and hefty engine the way they built them back then. It weighs 190 kilos. Supposedly this engine was renovated some 20 years ago, so it should be in a pretty decent shape inside. Outside it does look a bit worn, but I can understand it, it's an old engine. So we'll see. It runs good right now. It has a straight shaft and a fixed 2-bladed prop, or at least that's what I think it is. I can't really remember right now. One cool feature with these engines are that you can start them by hand. So there's a lever, or what you call a crankshaft for the engine. You put it in the front here on the engine, and you can actually turn the engine around when you have these levers up like this, decompression levers, and then you get some speed on the engine, and then you close these, and then the engine can start without the starter motor. So if you have flat batteries, you can still start the motor and get some power to the batteries. Another thing I really like with this boat is the engine access. It's great, really. You can just remove this and you'll have access to the engine on both sides. So that's really nice when you're doing maintenance. And the diesel tank sits beneath here on top of the keel. So you have the diesel tank, a small bilge, a really deep one though, and in front of that you have the water tank. So that will keep the weight of all the fluids deep in the boat. I'm not sure though how big these are, how big the water tank and the fuel tank is. There's nothing about it in the spec paper that I have found, and I don't remember if the last owner told me about this.
So hope you liked the boat tour. I think this is the third one we make, and it was maybe the fastest one or the smallest boat tour.
Yeah.
But we like Articos. It will be a great boat for us now while we are building Run 3, so we can still go out and sail.
And a lot of value for the money we paid for her. I mean, we paid $5,700 US, and to me, there is so much value in this boat for that type of money.
Yeah, it's a lot of boat for the money.
Yeah, definitely. So I think we will be happy with her.
So we're really excited to go sail with her, and we're gonna go out for the first time tomorrow.
Yes.
And we'll be away for a few days. See you then.
See you.